Hi, this is Bert Sperling with Sperling's Best Places, and I'm here today with Nick Arnold, our chief researcher, analyst, cartographer, and we have something really interesting to show you. The Me Too movement has been almost unprecedented in its viral effect. It has exploded, it has taken over the awareness and consciousness of our society, and here at Best Places, what we did was we took a look at how it spread and how it went all over the globe in the United States in just a few hours. So Nick did the analysis, and I think what you'll find is pretty interesting. Nick, can you explain a little bit about that?
So what we started with was 250,000 tweets that we downloaded directly from Twitter. These tweets occurred over the first 12 hours of the movement because our goal was primarily to capture the first growth, the viral nature of this movement. So we set out to find patterns in the 250,000 tweets that we downloaded. And we were looking for patterns over time. We wanted to capture the viral nature of the movement, but we also were seeking out information about geography. We wanted to find out whether these tweets or this pattern of growth happened over space as well as time. So we analyzed it for that as well.
Very cool. So you've got some really interesting and really quite beautiful animations. Let's go ahead and take a look, and you can show us exactly how this spread.
Sounds great. Before we take a look at the animated map, I'd like to take a moment to look at the growth of the movement over time by looking at a couple of charts. In this first chart, what we're seeing here are the number of tweets per hour. So you can see Alyssa Milano's first initial tweet happened midday, and by evening hours, we saw a peak in the number of tweets. And then, of course, in the overnight hours, we saw a corresponding drop in the tweets. And what this suggests is that this movement largely happened in the United States. In the second chart, we're looking at the total number of tweets, the cumulative number of tweets over the first 12 hours of the movement. Again, you can see Alyssa Milano's initial tweet sparked the initial growth, and that it just precipitously grew over time, having almost 100,000 tweets over the first 12 hours. Now what I'd like to do is take a look at the spread of the Me Too movement over space and time. I started by mapping all of the locations of the 250,000 tweets. And what we ended up producing was a heat map that shows the cumulative effect of this Me Too movement's growth over time. And you can look at this map here and see that from its very beginning, it seems to grow almost everywhere at the same time. There wasn't really any regionality to it per se. And this is not just confined to the United States. As a global movement, it seems to occur this way as well. And what this really kind of suggests is that this particular movement doesn't really have a true geographic pattern other than it just seems to grow everywhere all at once. And it really kind of points to the power of this particular movement, especially with regard to its use on social media.
Wow, that was remarkable. Now, if you want to see this again, you can go to our site, bestplaces.net, and see this study and other really interesting content on there. And Nick, that was amazing. That was like a wildfire spreading across the world, literally, and virtually overnight. And it just speaks to the power of the movement and how this happened. So thanks so much for your work and your visualization, your research, and very interesting indeed. Do you have anything else to say about it?
Yeah, I think the particularly interesting takeaway for me is that the movement really isn't bound by geography. And in that regard, it just means that people are really, really well connected these days by the internet across the world. So I think it really does point to the particular power of social media being at our fingertips to really have these movements catch fire.
Very cool. Once again, this is Bert Sperling with Nick Arnold, and we're with Sperling's Best Places. Find us on the web at bestplaces.net for all of these interesting studies and much more. See you later.